Philippines was one of the first countries to implement the idea of Helmut minor. Exactly 1968, there were only two very small beginnings of the SOS Children's Village idea outside Europe, and that was Korea after the Korean War, and the first saplings in the Philippines and in India. So this was definitely one of the very first countries who embraced the idea of long-term family-based care in a family environment of Helmut minor. And I strongly remember that on our first visit 42 years ago, we had a tremendous support from all the authorities, the then President of the Philippines, his wife. Everyone was enchanted to hear about this idea and hopefully to put it into practice in the Philippines. We received a tremendous welcome, and the inception, the Philippines was a country where we shared. The Filipinos put at disposal part of the money to build the first village in Lipa, and SOS Kinadov International, at that time still very small, provided their input. Later things changed and our input became tremendous in order to revitalize the first two villages, which was in Lipa and Tacloban, and then make a strong move forward through Calbayog, Cebu, Davao, Alabang, and in the newer generation now to Iloilo and Bataan. The most important impact is that we want to create a family environment and not create an institution. It's very difficult to bring this across to the people, but initially 42 years ago, because of the values of family in the Philippines, this was accepted with great joy and happiness. Everyone understood this simple message: mother, brothers and sisters, a home, and a village. And the village is part of the wider community. And from the inception, long before we were going on our new strategic initiatives in the Philippines, we already included the neighborhood of the SOS Children's Villages in our efforts, which is called today Family Strengthening Program. But we did this already 40 years ago in the Philippines in each and every project by building first a school so that the children of the village and the children of the neighborhood had a proper education. And in addition, we always helped poor children from the neighborhood so that they could stand and stay with their own natural family. And I believe this is a continuation now and makes it much easier for the Philippines to come also into this very important second line of our work in strengthening families, so that the children do not have to be admitted to the SOS Children's Village or brought home, which is our language. And this will help us also to make sure that we are not going against the spirit of Helmut minor's original idea. We have to admit that for some time we made also mistakes. We accepted children into the village who had natural brothers and sisters living with their own parents, and this is totally against the second principle of Helmut minor, to keep natural brothers and sisters together. So this will help us now to go on two lines. One is to help children who have lost their parents, whose parents have failed, who need a permanent family in order to grow up as decent people, young men and young women. And on the other hand, we are going to help families who are in great difficulties to take care of their own children by providing the three most important things. One is proper formal education by providing them the possibility to go to school. Two is to provide at least nutrition every day. I have experienced children around the world who collapsed in the school because they didn't have food for 4 or 5 days altogether. And three is to provide, wherever possible, basic medical care in cooperation with all the government institutions existing in each and every country. We would definitely appreciate to have a much better support by the people of the Philippines, who have a strong feeling for their small brothers and sisters who are still out there in the cold, without care, protection, food, and most of all without love. And I think after 42 years that many friends and sponsors in Europe have taken care financially for the children in this country, it's time to come up also with a local contribution which shows that the people in this country are more than willing to share with their lesser brothers and sisters, and we have created an environment which gives them a possibility to see, to touch, to experience and to support these children, not only in terms of financial means, but also by giving them a clear recognition: you are children like our own children, and you are neither abandoned, neglected, orphaned, you are our children. The main message is that today's economic situation in the Philippines does definitely give a possibility to do something also in the Philippines for their own children in need.